Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the BD MMA channel where freaks get their freaks on and smarks get their square on. Noteworthy couple of points. Justin's attacks varied on Tony's posture when approaching. 2 kept low kicks low into his left hook, and the pendulum effect capped with the right hand. You can interverse those two. 3 jabs later in the fight. You didn't see him much in the early rounds, but starting 3-4 you did. Also, Gaethje countered with right hands whenever Ferg would come in southpaw or square. Sometimes he'd hit and run. Other times he would just exit left, or he'd follow with that long slappy left. Defensive-minded and evasive, Gaethje is very impressive, and Tony's awkward kind of caught up with him for once. So there you see that 3 into long overhand 4. Pendulum effect was astonishingly, to me, similar to a modified kind of Dempsey roll. Here you see Jack Dempsey, who had a huge influence on, here we go right there, off that duck under into that stand-up 3, which it inspired Tyson is what I wanted to say prior. So the most common single strike counter was a 2-4 hybrid right hand with head left of center. Usually when Tony was being busy coming in like that with the Superman, look at this counter, left head of center, bang. And that was perfectly placed. More hip loading. Dempsey meets kind of a Lucian Carbon pendulum striking used as like a defensive mechanism. So there he is ducking under. Boom, that right hand again loads the left. And I wanted to throw in some of these so you could see. Now these are, 40s I would think, early 40s. Right, left. And as you'll see, a lot of that's thematic. And that left stings. It's like as if whenever one missed, the other didn't. So Tony attempts a leg punch and pays for it. Certainly that hit kind of behind the ear, and that left ended up being more of a push hook at the end. So when Tony was orthodox in approach and stance, the common counter was a low kick, like right here, and as you see he's backing up, but then he'll immediately re-attack. So it's this defensively responsible thing he's got going on. Justin got a little overconfident and lost posture. Literally right here, see how he kind of wound up on that big bolo, whereas Tony's arc was nice and tight to chest. So Tony kept a tighter arc on the punch for sure, and a more drastic one in posture of torso protecting his chin. So technique is paramount when it comes to uppercut versus uppercut. See, he landed sooner, but his body was convex backwards so that Gaethje's would slide up and off the chest. And I have a ton of respect for Trevor Wittman. Obviously, he's a fantastic striking coach. Listen to this.
Take 10% off the shots. You're trying to kill him. Pop him with good, clean shots. Okay?
Which is what we've thought for so long, right? And there he is coming in single shot, and then he's out, exit stage right. Same attacks, some as feints, really. Long cadence, too. So note the low kick. Looks like he's grabbing a single and then retracts and postures into that kind of smack 3. Or slapping 3. It's not that so much that it's a slap open-handed. It's the way that he's throwing it with such a loose hand. Again, sits nice on that right. And here you'll see the Dempsey roll coming in, and it's almost a way to throw off any potential evasion post-attack. And notice how right hip dips leads into left hip spring. So another pursuit similar. Here he is coming in. And he doesn't end up attacking. We've seen Tyron Woodley use that similar kind of approach, especially in his knockout of Robbie Lawler back in the day when he first won the belt. So I won't say that Trevor watches my work. It's a little arrogant, but I will say someone saw what I did and exploited it. So they're seeing whenever Tony comes in square like that, his chin is high, and Gaethje is exploiting it pretty much every time. So sometimes it's a singular strike and subsequent evasion or approach, like here. So he's coming in, boom, 1, and that was enough to kind of be enough. Other times off the jab parry, you get that hasty pendulum power I talk about to a loaded long left hook, bang, right there. See, there's a brilliant and beautiful amount of cadence in between the two. and that just goes to show the damage. Tony's kind of looking away. He's on bad legs there. So we don't want to disrespect the work Tony's put in over the years especially, but he fought with heart, and this is the kind of heart very few fighters exhibit. This is with face dinged up. He's still throwing, you know, Tekken moves. So seemingly right hands, left hooks. Gaethje also threw some head kicks, showed better defense, better footwork than ever before in my opinion. I love the cadence from kick to hands here. He throws kind of a no-sell 9, and that got stuffed a little off the shoulder, but would we normally not see a strong pursuit after that landed? See, as much as that might have grazed his shoulder, it hurt him enough. And right after this exchange, I won't go so far as to claim that Justin is some repackaged fighter, and he still likes to get him back. So if Tony's to land, like there, nice low kick and a jab, Justin's like, no, my turn. So I wouldn't say he's changed. He's different. To my eyes, Gaethje started using jabs and level change feints. That's really when we started to see serious effect. Just an unbelievable set of composure that he brought with him. Note Ferguson's legs once again. That's really the tell as to when he was getting hurt rather than just damaged. I mean, he's all over the place right there. That's not awkward for the sake of it. But the cerebral pursuit by Justin once hurt. I mean, this version of Gaethje is dangerous for Khabib, for anyone. I don't like how it's being a little oversold there, but he was responsible in his chase down there. So Tony approaches with a heavy left leg and eats a heavy low kick for it. This has become clockwork. See right there, that's heavy. Note the jab is becoming kind of the opener to then chain power strikes off of for Gaethje. And to me, this is when everything started really winding down. You see his head back. That's kind of a 1-4-3. 3 is a shovel. Just beautiful striking. Or as a singular strike whenever square-hipped Cucuy engaged. When he comes in like that, square-hipped, which I've been covering for years, into like a delayed pendulum type combination. So if it's delayed, it's the delay between the strikes. Bang, bang. Off that attempted parry, even though it got through a little bit. Tony landed, but never really significantly. So no tell right hand was on target all night. No sell, no tell right there. See, he's moving forward. He just kind of throws it. It's like a skip right hand, kind of Mayweather-ish. Patience was paramount with a tough to hurt foe, especially. I mean, a lot of times you go, oh, I got him hurt. This guy's impossible to hurt. So you're like right there. You just kind of, nah, I'm not gonna strike. So Justin's really sitting on that leaping left, but he's in a rhythm either way, even if it's missing. Tony kind of shied away from that and skimmed. It sounded like worse than it was. Jabs and check-like hooks, I mean, they're defensive in nature because he's sliding back, were a nice addition. Will certainly be nice additions going forward right there. That hook, he kind of exits stage left. And he's right there in the pocket. I mean, madness on both ends. Tony was in spots too tough for his own good. Every time he'd so much as land, he would pay. So there, nice stiff jab. Nope, not happening. Gaethje's just in on him, bullying him really right there. And if you ever doubted either Justin's power or the usefulness of having a stiff jab in your arsenal, here's kind of proof positive that didn't feel good. Once you start seeing that, shaking out the cobwebs attempt, you know the end is nigh. So Herb Dean's watching on closely, and he's one of the best in the biz. I happen to think that was the right call. I understand why some may not, but see right here, that shake off, I don't know if it broke his nose or if that was the one that hurt his orbital. I'm really not sure. It probably happened earlier, judging by his eye, but he's in trouble. And right there, Herb's going, well, he's probably up at least 3 rounds. One of them might have been a 10-8, so good stoppage. I understand the bloodlust, and I don't say that with any condescension, but when someone's that far up in the cards and someone else can't really see, I think it's the correct one. Yeah, if anything broke his orbital, I would say it was that, especially given his reaction. Anytime I've ever seen someone with a broken orbital, especially in person, there's a noise to it. It's cringeworthy and not in a Cejudo kind of way, like in an ouch, I'm glad I'm not him kind of way. So all class at the end. I think when Tony originally kind of shoved him off, that was just him still being hurt. And I hope you enjoyed. This was my recap. I had to wait a little bit on this one versus the other for reasons that I hope are obvious for everyone. So if you could hit like, share, subscribe, that'd be great. Hit that bell, and I'll see you on the flip side. Thanks. Cheers.